Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now new customers, when you use promo code DNVR, you can place a $5 bet on Super Bowl 57, and when it wins, you get $200 in free bets instantly, thanks to promo code DNVR and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. I'm your host, Patrick Lyons.
I'm also your host, Susie Hunter. Patrick, this is the last day we get to see you before you are actually taking a vacation for the first time ever in your life.
It's first time in a long time.
First time in a long time.
For sure. First time here at DNVR. So it's the show's in good hands though. You'll hold down the fort.
I will make sure they're
no
the
worries.
worst shows you've ever seen in your life. I promise you.
That's it.
Absolute mayhem.
Hopefully it has the Friday FAC energy that you normally have on Fridays, but
Yeah.
on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Hey,
That'll be great.
Yeah, well, you were down at you were at winter meetings. I held down the fort too, and I think those show had FAC energy.
I love that. We've got a lot of energetic things to talk about. Troy Tulowitzki's in the news. Arizona Diamondbacks have a new uniform, but it looks like the old one, but worse. You'll see what we mean here in a little bit. Susie's got her coffee. We've got some coffee ballpark related news to talk about. You were at a cool event yesterday, and so I think it's important to highlight that for all the right reasons, because it was a pretty neat event that the Rockies held last night.
Yeah, they held the softball clinic for girls. It was a collab with Girls Inc. and the softball team from MSU were the coaches for this. So there were so many super excited kids there. They were so stoked to be learning some skills. Some of them still have some learning to do because I got hit by a wiffle ball pretty hard, actually. So she's got potential. She's got power.
The exit velo is there, right?
The exit velo is definitely there. But the really cool thing, first of all, the thing that one of the Rockies staff members mentioned, that the last event, they had done this event before in the past, and it was one of the last event they did before COVID hit in 2020. Oh. So it was like a really nice full circle moment for this to come back, and the girls were so excited. But I think the best part of the whole day, Dinger. When Dinger walked in the room, the girls saw him and started screaming.
It was like Austin Butler. Like, that's how loud they were, right?
It was like, do they scream for Austin Butler now?
He's like the new Elvis guy, right? He played Elvis in the
And he's
movie,
also dating a very, very much younger Kaya Gerber. But anyway.
Is he in-laws with Cole Tucker? Because technically he was dating Vanessa Hudgens. We'll talk about that later. But Dinger, big time.
Let's go back to Dinger. So they were screaming for Dinger like he was a boy band.
Yeah.
One-man
boy band.
When he left the room, they chased him out, screaming at the top of their lungs.
Are they yanking on his tail at all? Or are they just a piece of the fabric?
They just could not stop touching him. When they sat down for a big group picture, there's this one girl who sat down at his feet and was just touching his feet like he was her personal stuffed animal.
Wow.
It was really cute.
Man,
So now I'm glad, and I see why they saved him for the end of the night.
Oh, yeah, you would not have been able to corral those young ladies back to focus.
No.
Dinger is good. I think he gets a little crap here and there, and I get if you don't like mascots. You probably don't like Dinger, but Dinger's good.
He's one of the cute mascots.
He doesn't do anything stupid.
He doesn't do anything stupid. He doesn't do anything problematic.
True.
Except for not wear pants.
That's common in the community.
And that's common in the mascot community. But he was signing autographs. Did you know that Dinger has an autograph?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, he was on. They gave at the end of the event, they gave the girls these bat and wiffle ball sets.
Oh, nice.
And some of the girls were taking them out, and Dinger was signing them like a freaking rock star.
That's pretty cool.
So
I like that.
It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun to see.
I'm glad he came out to that event last night when he had such a big day today. Of course, if you may have seen the news, Dinger did not see his shadow this morning. So I think that means 6 more years until the Rockies make a postseason. I'm not exactly sure how that works. It's kind of a new thing that they've been doing. He crawled out from underneath the rubble of Coors Field and didn't see his shadow, unfortunately. So speaking of ballpark rubble.
That was excellent content, Patrick.
Thank you.
That was probably one of your funniest bits yet.
That's gotten a lot of traction on social media already. I was like, what do you think, fans? Just one of those little things. I haven't seen the comments yet on, Dion shows up to a Buffs their facility on a bike. We know Terry Francona uses a scooter.
He's got his Vespa scooter.
What does the rest of the Rockies front office personnel, how do they get themselves to Coors Field? What do they use? Haven't checked out the comments yet.
I commented right away when I saw it.
What'd you say?
We all know Denver is an electric scooter town.
That's it.
We all know it.
When you work for the Rockies, like you get one of those along with, the Rockies handbag, the purple Nike sneakers. You get the electric scooter.
I'm like, I could think of at least one Rockies employee who electric scooters from apartment to ballpark.
That's it. Richard L. And we will leave his last name out.
Oh my God.
Starts with an M. I can't say any. I don't want to divulge too much. But yeah, interesting news came out yesterday in Hartford. So of course we got to get your take on it.
Oh yes.
Dunkin' Donuts Park is no more. All hail Dunkin Park.
Yes. So
totally different.
This
but not.
This change isn't really too much of a surprise because Dunkin' Donuts rebranded to just Dunkin' in 2018, 2019,
kind of a while ago.
that.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago.
Sure.
But at that point, I mean, this ballpark, that sign went up in 2017. So the sign was still pretty new. So I remember asking the yard goats, hey, like, what's going to go on with the name? Are you going to change the name of the ballpark? Are you going to get a new sign? And they're like, we're not in a rush to do that right now.
Interesting.
Because it's so expensive to get a sign and they had just put it up. But I guess now it's been a couple of years and it's time for a rebrand.
And there might not have been anything in the original contract to say, hey, if we change our name, you got to do the work or we have to do it. So it's one of those things where Yargarts are probably like, it's kind of a headache for us. Dunkin' Donuts is like, it's a headache for us too. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. And they're getting to it now.
Now they're getting to it.
So it'll be Dunkin' Park.
Which I think doesn't have as good of a ring to it.
It doesn't.
Dunkin' Donuts Park. I just always liked that name. But
every time someone comes on the show or us says Dunkin' Donuts Park, you're dropping in $1 in the jar.
Let's get a Dunkin' Donuts Park jar.
And that will help pay for all of the free beers we have at the DNVR bar for folks wearing the Ezekiel Tovar black vest number 17 jersey, all of the weird ones that are out there. That will help cover those costs. Or have just a big pizza party at the end of the year.
Oh, a pizza party, like
Love
elementary
that.
school style.
I like it. Exactly.
I like that.
We're also going to get a podcast gerbil that we will be taking care of. That's going to be good. You live closer than I do, so on off days, you will have to come in and change the, pencil shreddings. Is that what they use? They do pencil shavings?
I think so. I mean, that's
we can use whatever we want. We might be able to get official dirt from Coors Field for our podcast gerbil.
Ooh.
Or do we want a guinea pig? Podcast pig?
Podcast pig.
Podcast pig.
Potty
okay.
pig.
Obviously. That makes a lot more sense.
But yeah, back to Dunkin' Donuts Park.
Back to it.
Back to Dunkin' Donuts Park. The giant coffee cup they had to take down because that has the branding on it too. But it'll go back up.
And so is their new logo just a coffee cup and then 1D? Because the one that's up currently is double D. So I don't know if they still have the coffee cup as part of their logo. It might not.
I was under the impression that it's going back up. You know what? We can text Tim and find out.
Okay.
Good old Tim Rustall.
We
Do you
need to
know?
know.
So that giant coffee cup, this is a trivia question for you.
Oh,
Surprise
let's
trivia.
go.
That giant coffee cup on top of the scoreboard at now Dunkin Park. How many gallons does that hold?
All right. So how much would it hold?
How much would it hold?
If it were real. Okay. And then we
Well, it
made it
is real.
three-dimensional because obviously it's 2D, so it's flat. Oof. That would probably be.
No, it's not flat. It's a three-dimensional cup.
The one from the sign that we saw, or just it's something from a different location maybe?
No. There is a coffee cup on top of the scoreboard itself.
Oh, okay. Different spot. Gosh, I'm not good with science questions
I wish
like
we had
that.
a picture of it. Can we pull the picture back up of
How much is even the
to see if it's in the pic?
an above ground pool? How much water does something like that have?
So
I will say 2,000 gallons. I'm gonna go with
2,000 gallons. Actually, that was a pretty good guess. I wish
Yeah?
we could see the cup in this picture. So, oh, okay. It's actually 3,500 gallons.
Okay, I
So
feel good about that
not
guess.
too far off.
All right.
Not too far off. When that ballpark opened, one of my favorite stories. So the large beers at Dunkin' Donuts Park, so it's 32 ounces. Those beers.
Nice.
That's a quart.
Wow.
So if you drink 4 beers, you drank a gallon of beer. So we would call them rally gallons. So it's like, oh, if I go to 350 games and do that, I will have filled the coffee cup.
Wow.
I'm not close.
I like that though. I like that general concept. Do they have and I've only been there once. Do they have Irish coffee there? I would think that would be a great crossover bev, right?
There is there's a shot of the coffee cup from construction.
Oh,
it's a giant 3D coffee cup.
It almost...
Yeah, it's on top of the scoreboard. So I could see that from my old apartment.
It's probably smaller than like the ramen noodle cup that's in Times Square, but it's still pretty darn big.
It's definitely, it gives that energy. It gives that energy.
So how much did you say you'd have to drink? Like 34 ounces for like all 70.
You'd have to drink 4 large beers for 350 games to
Which
fill that
is
cup.
5 years. That's 5 years worth of games.
I know.
At Dunkin Park, see?
Dunkin Park.
I will not be putting $1 in the coffers.
You will not. But no Irish coffees at Dunkin Park. There is a Dunkin Donuts. I guess.
Yep, behind home plate.
It's not a Dunkin' Donuts anymore. It's just a Dunkin'. There is a Dunkin' location at the park, but there isn't liquor on concourse level. It's only at the club level.
I don't know if Dunkin' would want, not to be associated. I think they understand what Irish coffee is. However, it's like, well, you're taking our product and going over here. That's a missed opportunity. Mm-hmm. I think there should be some Irish coffee there at Dunkin Park.
Maybe at private events they have it.
Oh.
You know?
Are you heard? Is this a rumor? Are you speculating?
I'm just speculating.
Oh, okay.
I've never had an Irish coffee.
Wink.
At Dunkin Park.
Susie doesn't have an Irish coffee sitting next to her right now.
Definitely not.
Pretty much.
Not this thing in a mason jar.
Well, look, when you had to get up at like 5 a.m. to talk about how much snow had fallen in downtown Hartford, and if the plows are coming out, you might need a little Irish coffee. Oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish. Now you're used to it early in the morning. You got Irish coffee. I know you've already downed a couple Breck brews. That's how we roll here at the DNVR bar on the corner of Colfax in York. It's the confluence of Colfax and York. It's the place where diehards get 15% off their tab, 20% off all the gear at DNVRlocker.com. You get a free shirt each and every year that you are a diehard and signed up with us. And you also get 20% off the tailgates and the party buses that we got going down all year long. It's fantastic. Access to the diehard only Discord where we have some great conversations about things that don't even involve sports. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot
to be
of fun.
in and around the community, especially if you're not from the area. I think that's probably the biggest thing of like, I grew up in Denver, I moved somewhere else, or I love the teams, and we've got some folks from Canada even who are diehards, and they just love kind of hearing from people in Denver, what they like to do and kind of getting that vibe and planning trips too. That's a great way of saying, hey, what are the hot spots to go besides the DNVR bar? It's in the Diehards Only Discord.
Yeah, no, great conversation. We kind of have such a great scope of a fan base. Weren't we looking at the numbers? Aren't we still like a top 5 baseball podcast in Germany?
Ja, ach ja.
Yeah.
Ja. Nein, nicht. Ach ja, we are. Top 5. Top 5. All right. Shady Rays, look. Hey, what happened to my face? It's got Shady Rays on them, which is fantastic because our friends at Shady Rays have got us covered from the sun to the slopes with premium polarized shades, customizable snow goggles, so much more. It's BOGO time. Buy one, get one. They even got those blue light gimmicks if you're looking at a screen all day.
They have blue light glasses. I believe Allie just got a pair.
Allie got it hooked up.
And they're super cute.
I'm super happy with my selection. These are some good running shades. I didn't realize them. I like the style. I think they're very of the time.
This is a look that I'm so excited for you to bring into baseball season because I think the guys are going to like it.
Daniel Bard's going to be the first one who said something. He commented on just about all my outfits that I wore.
Daniel Bard is a fan of your style?
A little bit.
I see it.
Well, he complimented me on my Little League World Series cap from like the 80s. Then when I was in San Francisco, had the hair down with the curly locks. He was like, you look like Blake from Workaholics.
Right, I remember that.
And I was like, I like that. That's good
Iconic.
stuff right there. So he notices. He has a good eye for detail. It's probably why he loves rocking Shady Rays, I imagine, because it's an independent sunglasses company that offers world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair that I know I've ever worn. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by their lost and broken replacement. Susie, how's that going for you so far in getting your lost free pair of sunglasses? Is it only on the ones purchased, or does it also go to freebies as well?
You know, I'm waiting for my replacement because I already lost my Shady Rays.
Hey, you got to wear it on the set for 4 minutes.
I wore it on set for 4 minutes, and now I have no idea where they are. But I will be getting a new pair. But they were cute. But yeah, I'm the target audience for these sunglasses where
point.
they replace them.
Great point. Can we get an RIP graphic of Susie and her sunglasses with the product? And it says, the date and the time, because we need the time lapse to show it was 4 minutes that you had those sunglasses before they were gone.
I actually did request from our graphics department a missing poster, and they did not follow through.
Oh.
Because I think they thought I was joking. Or they think I am a joke.
I did think that was a joke, but that's actually a good idea.
I was dead serious.
I'll have to give that a bump and give you a little bit more support so we can get something like that. But Shady Rays, again, fantastic. If you're not loving it, you can exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. No risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back as well as your eyeballs as well. I'm going to add that part. Back and eyeballs. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is going to have their best deal of the new year. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR or visit them in store at Park Meadows Mall so you can see how they look on your face. For 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses, try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. Love that.
And I see why.
You do? Oh, good wordplay. I'm going to give you that one. I know you didn't mean to, but hey, good one.
I would never participate in wordplay. Do not implicate me.
No.
Do you think this is a game?
Look, if you've been implicated in some kind of accident, Backus and Schenker can help you out in a major way. They are there to win for Colorado families. They've been helping out those who've been seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years. Best part, they are free until they win money in your case. No upfront fee to speak of. No fee while they work on your case, and no fee unless they win your case and win money for you. Backus and Schenker has won over $1 billion for their clients. They serve all of Colorado, including neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, and Fort Collins. Backus and Schenker has the strength and power to win your case. More than 30 lawyers and 100 staff. They're going to do that. Backus and Schenker helps with all kinds of injury cases that weren't your fault. Car accidents, motorcycle, ride shares, pedestrians, trucks. They can even help if you've been injured at work. So call Daza Daza Daza, Tulo Tulo, Tulo Tulo. That's 222-2222. Or if you prefer, Tulo Tulo Tulo, Daza Daza, Daza Daza. 222-2222. That's the number. Find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Schenker.
That has to be the best version of that read you've
think?
ever done. That was very clever.
That was good. We came up with that yesterday, Kevin and I.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if this was the first time you were doing this or if this is something that you guys, the Peanut Gallery, came up with.
Been thinking about it for a while. We got into gear. We only talked about it for 30 minutes, all the different iterations. Daza Tulo Daza, Daza 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 Tulo. Or, I'm not going to go through all of them. There's a lot of options.
Please.
There's a lot of combinations. Actually, speaking of Troy Tulowitzki, so... Relevant. Big props to my cousin, Jordan Whalen. He, big Mets fan, texted me this morning. I hadn't heard the story, just came out from The Athletic. He's like, Brett Baty, huge Mets fan, right? He was very disappointed last year at the Mets falling apart, getting knocked out there in the postseason when it seemed like all signs were pointing to their first World Series win since 1986, and decided, I need to go learn an instrument. So he was ready to pivot, find a new hobby.
You've talked about this on the show before.
Jordan is my source for all things Mets. And so he's like, Brett Baty, third baseman that, well, I guess, maybe he'll stay a third baseman. Does he go to the outfield? Yeah. But Carlos Correa is not blocking him anymore. Pointed out that Brett Baty's been working with Troy Tulowitzki this offseason. And Troy Tulowitzki said, quote, he needs to get better over there. Talking about his defense at third base. So my cousin Jordan, best man at my wedding, he said, yeah, that's not a great synopsis.
That's also not very constructive feedback.
No, that seems
like
typical
get better.
Tulo. Yeah, like, hey, how's he doing? He's got to make a lot. He's got to make a lot of some growth here. It's like, ooh, not very kind. But so we'll see if he does end up going to the outfield. I liked even better in that article, again on The Athletic, Brett Baty saying in a phone interview, he'd be trying to show me up. And I mean, most of the time he would. So 38-year-old Troy Tulowitzki out doing a future third baseman for the New York Mets. Mets fans are probably not happy with this kind of fun and lighthearted story. Yeah,
I feel like maybe they might want less lighthearted, more like get down to work. Steve Cohen's shark is rolling over in its formaldehyde right now.
Great point. You need to be hard-hearted when it comes to things like that.
A little bit.
Rolling over
Like
it's formaldehyde.
it's a delightful story. I'm amused by it
Yeah.
as a non-Mets fan, but if I was a Mets fan, I'd be like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And you're probably going, wait, Troy Tulowitzki, the guy that lasted like 2 games with the Yankees and it was always hurt, which again, being hurt has nothing to do with your talents or your abilities as a coach. It's just unfortunate you don't have the numbers maybe to back up how talented you actually were. But Tulowitzki, coach at the University of Texas, which we all know is in Austin, Texas. So secretly going to hang out with Troy Tulowitzki this weekend?
Patrick.
No, I will not be. But I'm going to actually check out Don Baylor's grave, which is he was born, raised, and buried in Austin, Texas. So I'm going to check that out. Hopefully number 25 will get retired at some point for Don Baylor. Definitely think it should. All right. Arizona Diamondbacks. This was breaking this morning. We've got the Boston Red Sox. We've got the San Diego Padres. And now third on that list, the Arizona Diamondbacks have themselves an advertiser patch. It's here, and it's
something.
big.
It's definitely there. That's for sure.
It is big.
It looks heavy.
Well, yes, that was very heavy. Talking with the PHNX D-backs guys, they're like, yeah, that it just seems like it weighs a lot. It's very bulky, and so they're going to be, I think, working on a documentary that I've entitled 6 Pound Sleeve, the story of the 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks uniform, because that is gigantic.
It's not as bad as the Red Sox one. I think the Motorola one for the Padres is the best, least intrusive one so far. So I kind of wish they all followed suit.
I'm wondering if eventually they will kind of change the colors. They'll be able to do something in-house with MLB and like kind of make it a little bit more friendlier to the jersey so it doesn't jump out as much. I think, again, they're still using Diamondbacks colors. So it's black, right? Diamondbacks have black on their jersey.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if it can be like less intrusive and less obvious, that'll be fine. Derek Montilla and I were kind of talking about like how many kids are going to like want this jersey. And now if you want a game used jersey or something that the pros wear, you now need to get a jersey with the patch on it.
Yeah.
Do you want that? Is that a good thing?
Is that where we are in capitalism right now? We're putting ads on children.
Yeah. That's
a disgrace.
Shame. That's a shame. Next thing you know, ads on bobbleheads. I'm not going to stand for it. It better not happen. But I actually think kids aren't going to care. Like, if that's what the players are wearing.
They won't care.
Because they're just used to. They're going to think that's kind of how it always was. Like, oh yeah, didn't the Yankees have Marlboro on their sleeve back when Mickey Mantle played? He would come to the plate with a red apple sticking out of his mouth. Like, no, not exactly. But nevertheless, this is kind of the world that we're living in with these gigantic, heavy patches. And all right,
who would be the Rockies' first advertiser? Who do you think?
We did an episode about this in the last year. I can't remember what all the different options were exactly.
I think did we just talk about this?
It was in the last year. But Wells Fargo, I mean, if you want to go, some Denver brand, some Newmont Mining, if you want to tie in. Chipotle is a Denver brand.
Let's get a
Qdoba
Chipotle.
is too, oddly enough.
No.
How about Noodles & Co.? That's Denver.
Is that Denver?
It is.
Of course it is.
Let's get just a Coach Prime logo on the Rockies
I want
jersey.
Coach
Why
Prime
not?
riding a bicycle.
I mean, I want to be associated with Coach Prime on a bike. Prime Bikes. Does he have a Prime Bike company yet? It's going to happen.
His bike that he was riding yesterday at signing day was all personalized, had the CU logo on it. It said Prime on it. It's a beautiful looking bike. That bike goes hard.
Now, what I didn't notice were pegs on the back of the bike for Lil Wayne to jump on. It was just a one-person bike.
I can't believe Lil Wayne was at CU yesterday.
Yeah, Wheezy. Yeah, hanging out in Boulder, as you do when you're Lil Wayne.
What?
Who's next?
Who
It's a
is
DraftKings
next?
Sportsbook bet.
I just love the celeb power that has come to Denver.
We're gonna have to figure that out. That's it's Dion just makes things fun.
Super fun.
And I actually want to talk about that in regards to the Rockies, because there definitely is a through line between what's going on in Colorado on the football scene and maybe what could possibly impact the Colorado Rockies. But if you're looking to make an impact for somebody for a holiday or for their birthday and you need a really good gift, that's not just Denver teams. You got to head over to foco.com. They're the leading manufacturer in sports and memorabilia merchandise, entertainment as well. It's absolutely fantastic. When you use promo code DNVR, you can get 10% off all non-presale items. 10% off on that with code DNVR. You got bobbleheads, City Connect type gear for the bobbleheads, all kind of shirts, hats, thousands of hats.
They have so many hats.
Thousands.
They have so many hats.
Got little sunglasses. It's a lot of good fun stuff. And again, it's not just for Denver teams. So if it's a gift that you want to get for someone that lives outside of our market and happens to be like an Eagles fan or maybe a KC fan, you can do that and hopefully get it to them in time for the Super Bowl. Foco, they've got our back here at DNVR. Help support them because that's actually supporting us. Get the best year around by using the link in our description. Code DNVR gets you 10% off all non-presale items.
Don't forget to mention the sweatshirt blankets they have.
The blankets are warm.
If you know they're honestly like, I've been wearing mine a lot lately. And I was like, this is actually like a great depression article of clothing. It's just so big and it's so warm. It's perfect.
It is a little like stylish. If you're into the runway thing and the high fashion and baggy, like, look, it looks like something that Kanye West would wear.
No, we're not trying to dress like Kanye.
Well,
he's a problem.
He is.
He's a problem.
He is a problem. Well, you know it's not a problem? DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yes.
The stage is set. We're counting down to the battle in Arizona, to the fun in Phoenix, huh?
Yes.
To the game in Glendale.
The big game.
The Southwest swashbuckling. No one says that. What's a better way to get ready?
I might say that when I'm down there.
It's a swashbuckle in the Southwest. That's it. It's cactus kerfuffle. NFL action with DraftKings Sportsbook. That's the only way to go. It's the official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 57. LXII. Is that right?
LVII.
That's it.
Yes.
I'm excited for L. I've got my mind set on LXII. That's why. I'm thinking ahead. That's going to be a big one.
You're always thinking ahead.
That's going to be my favorite one. I already know. But no, we're only talking about the LVII. Super Bowl 57. New customers, all you got to do is bet $5 on the Super Bowl 57, and you get $200 in free bets when your team wins. You also got those stepped-up same-game parlays, which have bigger payouts, can boost you up to 100%. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR. New customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl 57, and you get $200 in free bets instantly, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, and only with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void in Ohio. Void in Ohio. See show notes for details.
Wow. The one thing Ohio doesn't have, this deal.
The one thing. And Susie Hunter.
They don't have me either.
They don't.
But they have my heart.
Do we know who's singing the national anthem yet?
Oh, I don't think we do. Yeah.
Oh, there will be, right? Because it's the length of the national anthem.
Mm-hmm. The over-under.
Technically speaking, for folks that take issues with a lot of things and, this isn't patriotic, this isn't the American way, completely forgetting that our freedom's in America, a lot of people don't mind sitting for the national anthem when they're at home and the national anthem is on, and they don't mind making bets on the length of the national anthem. So let's be consistent.
What's
with
more
those things,
American
am I right?
than putting some money on the national anthem?
Yeah. That's true.
I'm very curious to see who it'll be. I don't think we've announced it yet.
No.
Because I am the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm on the team.
Do we have the halftime show?
It's Rihanna.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Like first performance in like 5 years.
She hasn't. I think she put out like one new song in the past few years, and I think it was for a movie actually.
Battleship. No, that was a long
for Madagascar 4.
Broncos mortgage their future to acquire their head coach, Sean Payton. And so now, in less than a year, they've acquired a superstar quarterback in Russell Wilson, or at least when they got him at the time. We'll see if he can get back to that. Obviously, we hope that's the case. And Stick Mountain out there appreciates. We're going to be talking about Broncos and the Los Angeles Angels, so that's right in their wheelhouse.
Yes.
Love those comments there. Keep them coming there. But they did have to mortgage a lot for that. And so they've got Sean Payton now as their head coach following the trade with the New Orleans Saints. So it kind of begs the question. In football, you maybe only need two folks to get the job done, but they've got the big coach / front office member and the big time player. what would that look like for the Colorado Rockies? What would be the dream combination, either in the dugout or in the front office and on the field, if you could just go out and get 2 marquee names like that?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this a bit in the office, like just in conversation.
Right.
Because I think we were talking about it a few weeks ago more in the context of like, oh, Coach Prime came and just like totally turned stuff around. Like who would a manager be that would like come in and have that kind of energy for the Rockies?
Yeah, I mean, managers right now, Bruce Bochy and Buck Showalter, I think, are probably 2 of the best at what they do. I think Dusty Baker obviously falls in that group now. He's at least has a World Series under his belt. Buck Showalter actually doesn't, come to think of it, although he's gone to the World Series a bunch. I think in baseball, it might be a little bit different where the general manager moves the needle a lot more than the on-field manager.
Yeah.
That's where you go, and we've talked about this during the offseason, like Theo Epstein. If you could have Theo Epstein,
that would be
fantastic. Keep Bill Schmidt. You know, he can even continue to be the GM, but you know, president of baseball operations, whatever the title is of Theo Epstein, kind of doing all those little things really well to add up to something really big. Theo Epstein would have to be atop that list. I think Dave Dombrowski is somewhat close behind that. He's got enough of a track record that's really solid. A lot of other GMs, again, we have talked about that this offseason, some good names. On the player side, I think it probably starts with Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of how good he is on both sides of the ball. And he's going to bring in a lot of eyes, a lot of money. Now you can go ahead and spread that money out. And now, you know what? If you need to overpay for some free agents, you've got the money because of all the Shohei Ohtani jerseys that are around the ballpark now.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I've been to, I've seen him, play in a few different locations across the country. I've seen him play in Anaheim, and he has so many fans that dress up for him.
Or like him. Is there a Shohei Ohtani lookalike? There's a guy who does it for Ichiro in a lot of different places.
There's a mini Darvish in
that too.
In San Diego.
Yes, that's actually who I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he shows up in full uniform. When I went down there, the people from Padres Twitter pointed him out to me.
Yes. Yeah, I think he was there at the All-Star game. I think there is someone who does try to dress up as Ichiro, but the mini Darvish is definitely, he is the most famous of the lookalikes. There's not enough lookalike folks out there trying to resemble a player. Can you think of any other ones? You'd think there would be more. That would be a fun little gimmick, no?
You know what? But I mean, there was that guy the fake Klay Thompson guy who is now banned from the arena because he went into the player entrance to see how far he could go. And he was like, just warming up on the court. And then security was like, who the hell is this guy?
And he's got the confidence. He's a good content creator, Dawes. I've only seen some of his stuff around, but he does a lot of fun basketball stuff. Yeah, imagine if you just had like a 5'10" Aaron Judge, you have to have the fake gap in your teeth because he no longer has it now. You got that taken care of. But that would be, I think Henry Chisholm, he looks a lot like Chris Bryant. Like with the beard, they look a lot alike.
I think Hank is a little blonder though.
He is.
Yeah.
He is, but I think there's a definite resemblance between those two. We'll have to see if we can get some folks dressed up, wearing the gear.
Is the Broncos show after us today or is it later? Oh, it is. Okay. Well, if he comes down, we're going to bring him on. And
That's it.
Just bring his face on, do it back to back.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm going to hold his face. Like, look.
Put his skull on a stick.
No, I'm not going to decapitate Hank. Oh, my God.
Wow. If you decapitate him, I'll put it on the stick. Fine.
Hank, I'm so sorry.
Equity. You know what I mean? We got to share the load.
Hank was so annoyed with me yesterday because I kept calling everyone cheese bags. And he was like, I don't get it. And I'm like, if you're thinking about it, you're doing too much. There's nothing to get. And he was like, I'm going home. Goodbye. I'm so sick of this.
It's a good diss.
It's not a diss.
It's not a compliment.
You don't know anything. You are embarrassing yourself right now.
Aaron Judge, I think, moves the needle on that player side.
Yes,
Again, it's so hard in baseball to say one player would make the difference. Again, I think Shohei Ohtani would bring something that would bring about some change. Again, obviously on the field, on both sides of the ball. But Aaron Judge, I mean, that could bring back a Blake Street Bombers type era, home run spree for the roster. That would be fantastic to see somebody like that. Mike Trout, again, one of the best in the game, so you got to mention him. And then on the pitcher side, Verlander and Scherzer, again, they can only do so much that an everyday player can obviously do so much more in a lineup 150 to 162 games a year. But again, what they bring with them, I think could help change the culture. I did sort of think, what are the best combinations in baseball right now of a GM?
Oh, I like this.
And a player. And again, we said Judge and Brian Cashman. They might be 1-2, a lot more so. Because Ohtani, Perry Manassian is doing his best job that he can with the Angels, sign all these guys to 1-year deals. And we're familiar with some of these names, but is this, just putting a Band-Aid on something that really needs a lot more fixing? He's doing the best he can, but Shohei would be doing mostly the heavy lifting. So I think Judge and Cashman would be the top combo in baseball. In Philadelphia, Bryce Harper, Dave Dombrowski is a biggie.
That's the dream team right there.
That's pretty
dynamic duo.
In LA with the Dodgers, of course, they got Mookie Betts and Andrew Friedman as their top two. In St. Louis, John Mozeliak, a guy that is from Boulder. He's a Colorado guy. We highlighted him and saying he would be somebody really great when the time that Bill Schmidt hangs it up or gets fired, whatever. We don't know what his future will be. But you bring back a hometown guy in John Mozeliak who did work with the organization, was there throwing batting practice in 1993 back in the early days of Rockies expansion. That would be cool to see him in. And then take your pick. Is it Paul Goldschmidt or is it Nolan Arenado? Either way, he's got two guys to team up with.
Yeah. They're both
Can't go
so
wrong.
crazy good. It's insane that they have both of them.
Yeah. Two NL West guys.
Yeah.
Arizona, Colorado, stole them.
Still hurts.
That's Southwest swashbuckling right there. That's what the Cardinals did on their corners. And then the last one on my list, as far as the ones that jump out as far as having a marquee name and a great general manager that has a good resume, is Ronald Acuna Jr., who, he's still, last year was recovering from injury, but I think we know he's still one of the most marquee players in the game.
Definitely.
Acuna Jr. and then Atlanta's GM, Alex Anthopoulos. So that's kind of got to be it. Now, this time next year, we could be saying great player and GM combinations. Got to look at Baltimore, obviously. Adley Rutschman, who I've heard from someone that was previously in an MLB front office. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Someone who has worked very high up in Major League Baseball said to me, he's going to the Hall of Fame after 1 year. And after, seeing what he's done in the minors, seeing his skill set, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
That's
a lot after 1 year.
That's a hefty statement for a small sample size.
Yeah, it's hefty, but coming from this person, all right, I ain't gonna argue that. But Adley Rutschman and then Mike Elias of Baltimore could be a really good 1-2 this time next year. You might even say right now Seattle already has a good combination, but general manager Jerry Dipoto hasn't really won much, so. Maybe this time next year we'll be talking more about Julio Rodriguez and from Toms River, New Jersey, Jerry Dipoto, former Colorado Rocky.
Yes. You love your New Jersey guys.
I'm from New Jersey. Have I not mentioned that?
Oh my gosh, you are?
Fun fact.
They let a guy from New Jersey run this podcast?
I usually on the ad read so I know what I'm supposed to say. After each ad read, I'm supposed to mention that I'm from New Jersey for anyone that doesn't know or wants to know. And then also at this time next year, who's the player and GM combo that we could be really buzzing the most about? How about Zach Veen and Bill Schmidt?
I hope that's the case.
I
don't know if Bill Schmidt has done enough yet to earn a spot in this list of great combos.
Yeah.
Yet.
You guys see my reaction on the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube to my own words. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, I mean, even if the Rockies were to get at 500 or over 500 or even made the postseason in some crazy fairy tale where they made the postseason, one postseason does not make an all-time great general manager or an all-time great active GM. So I don't think that we're going to see that exactly.
But wouldn't it be cool if we did?
Wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
How has there been nobody that's dressed up like Charlie Blackmon before? People have. There's been giveaways where you have the little beard.
You know what? I definitely have seen, I saw a family with like a baseball cap that had like the long hair like his sticking out of
Nice.
it, like attached to it. And I thought that was really fun. Charlie Blackmon, easy dude to dress up as for the ballpark.
Yeah.
You just need the beard and you need the uniform. Like there could be a mini Blackmon.
I'm thinking that people in Colorado are not attention mongers. And they're like, oh, here, let me try to get attention for something. It's like, I'm going to earn it. Rather than, hey, look at me, that culture and like dressing up as someone.
Well, you know what? if I see you at a Rockies game and you're a mini Charlie Blackmon, I will buy you a beer at the DNVR bar.
Whoa, there you go. I was waiting for it. I was like, wait, they're going to be at the game, and then they got to find a way over here at the DNVR bar. But if you make it... Wait, but what if you see them at the bar? Doesn't count?
You know
you
what?
have to see them at the game first? What are the rules?
If they show up here and promise me that they'll go to a game dressed like that, I'll honor it.
You will honor it.
I will honor it.
Are you writing all of these down, Tiffany? Your producer job is to write down all of the,
all
different
of our
ways
stupid
people...
BS.
I think she needs a new notepad. I think that was why she wasn't writing it down. She's already filled up a notepad full of all of the different ways people can get a free beer here at the DNVR bar.
No, I was looking at national anthem bets, but whenever you guys want those are pretty fun.
Fire it out right now.
Yeah, we want to see them.
And do we know who's singing it? Because I
Yes,
feel like
we
that's
do.
huge.
Oh my gosh, we do.
We do. So it's Chris Stapleton.
I was gonna say, are we gonna know who it is? I know who that is. Yes.
Chris Stapleton. So one of the bets is his hat color.
That's awesome.
Black is plus 350. Any other color is minus 600.
Wow.
Will any words be forgotten or omitted? Yes is plus 900.
Oh, that's a good
no
payout.
is minus 3,000.
That's a good payout for yes. So it's like
If he skips a word or shifts a word.
If he forgets something, if he omits something,
Oh,
yeah.
no, you know what? He respects America too much. He will
Accident.
sing every word perfectly.
it's an accident, right? That just happens on a big
Sometimes you
stage.
sing the second verse over again.
Also, they're not really singing it live. I think they're recording it
No.
and then lip syncing it. I am very
after,
good.
After that Christina Aguilera incident, I wouldn't be surprised.
No,
I-
there's no way.
100%. Like
No.
I'm good at noticing lip syncing, like toupees or hair pieces. I'm very good. Here's the key. Here's the key to lip syncing properly. You can't just be moving your mouth. If you actually sing while the song, your voice is going, then you see like the Adam's apple for a guy on the throat or the mouth, all the different little movements and nuances that come with the sound. It will look more authentic. That is how you get away with doing that. But if you're just mouthing the words, it always looks a little bit wonky.
Oh, I've never done any lip syncing because I just sing live. I'm a performer.
So what's the time? I gotta say it's about 2:15 might be like
Okay,
an average
so-
national anthem, right?
Over 2 minutes and 5 seconds is minus 115. Under 2 minutes and 5 seconds is minus 115 also.
All right.
So that must be the average.
And so we've got a week to like watch some live performances from Chris Stapleton because that's the key. Do your homework. That's why this is better than a coin toss. Coin toss is just straight luck, and that's fine. Go ahead and do that.
No, but this you can actually put some research into.
And use some logic in something like that. So I like
Also,
that.
Hank is here if you wanted to drag him on set.
Hank, can you come here?
Hank, we need your
Can
mug.
you please appear on set?
Has anybody said that you resemble Chris Bryant?
Patrick thinks you look
No.
like Chris Bryant.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. No, because Chris Bryant, I always say this, Chris Bryant has like the little turned up nose. We were just talking about this in K-Max's
Well,
office.
it's not going to be perfect, but you got the beard.
I do have the beard.
I think
You have
that's
similar cheekbones.
Okay.
Yeah.
similar dental structure. Is
Yeah,
that a thing?
good teeth. You've got good teeth. He's
Good
got good
dental
teeth.
structure.
Doesn't he always walk with like a limp or something, or like grab his shoulder?
His leg
Seems
fell
like
off
he's
last
never-
season.
Wow, Hank. Wow. That's Henry Chisholm on Twitter. Follow him for some Chris Bryant takes.
Yeah.
Wow. I think there's a resemblance there. I think so.
A little bit.
Could be. We got to get you to dress up in a Chris Bryant jersey. We'll get you the batting gloves. We'll get you the slides. We'll get you the walking boot.
Slides.
How about a slide on one foot, the walking boot on the other?
I will lose my damn mind. I will.
We'll see. That's really why I want to go down to spring training. I want to see the footwear game.
Because you're going down before like we all go down at some point.
Yes. we
You're
hope.
going down pretty early.
Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on the footwear if you want to see Chris Bryant wearing this. Slides.
Thumbs down.
Okay. Flip-flops.
Thumbs down.
Skechers shape-ups.
Thumbs down.
Platform boots.
Thumbs down.
Okay. Fly fishing galoshes.
Thumbs down.
Wow. DNVR slides.
Would love the branding, but no.
Oh, okay.
Not good for the plantar fasciitis.
What if it was just in his locker? He wasn't wearing them, but the DNVR branded slides are in the locker.
That'd be fun. That would be fun. Yeah,
Okay.
no, if I see him, I'll be happy if he's wearing the Crocs or maybe some other supportive shoe.
Okay, the Crocs gets the thumbs up.
The Crocs are good. If he wears the Crocs, I'm happy with that. Maybe some Birkenstocks.
All right.
Something with a little support.
Slide gate. Is that what we're calling this?
Mm-hmm. I have been fuming about this since that last series in LA. I literally have not shut up about it. It's so annoying.
Well, I'm excited because I'm going to be on vacation, but I'll be watching the shows. And so next week, I think you were able to book a podiatrist to discuss this current situation.
I kind of have been trying to, but that's neither here nor there. Do you know who tomorrow's guest is?
No, who?
It's actually a really good guest.
I need to know. You always have good guests.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Kyle Cooper.
Yes.
Rockies team photographer.
And abs. He does abs as well. That's fantastic.
I don't know if he still does abs. He used to do both at the same time. I think he's very much full-time Rockies.
You have to
But
ask
we'll
him
clarify.
about the photographs he gets when he climbs up all the way to the top of the scoreboard.
Ooh.
You know, like on an opening day thing where you're getting the whole U.S. flag. Like he's got to go up there and do that. I'm curious if he's got a drone. You know, if he's transitioned over that. He's an old school photography guy, so I imagine again you can get some shots that you don't normally get.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess you could use a drone just for a still photograph.
You can. Yeah, you
I think that would work. These are great questions to ask
we will find out. Yeah, I know he's going to bring in a bunch of really cool shots, some of his favorites, and
love
we're going
that.
to talk about them. And I'm sure we'll talk about the Foxes
Oh, yeah.
because we didn't talk about them enough earlier this offseason.
That's it. We'll have to find out if it was Kyle or if it was Harrison. That's the question.
Harrison doesn't even work for the Rockies anymore.
No?
Harrison
man.
got a job with the Pirates.
What?
We lost another one to the Pirates.
First Ryan Valade, and now second Connor Joe,
Yeah.
third. Man,
The
Harrison.
Pirates just see what the Rockies are doing, and they're like, give me a piece of that.
They got to scoop him up.
They got to scoop it up.
And
yeah.
then Robert Stevenson also was another one. That's the East Coast Yankees, pretty much. Well, good for him. I'm glad he he got a position over there. More beautiful views there in PNC Park. So that's fantastic. Would you be upset if Chris Bryant had his feet in an aquarium and he had those little fish kind of eating off the dead skin?
Yes.
Is that a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Big thumbs down.
What?
I don't think that's good for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know where those fish mouths have been.
On other feet, eating dead skin. You actually do know where they're at.
You know what? I'm just no. He should just get a regular pedicure.
All right.
Regular pedicure.
Regular pedicure. All right. Well.
Sorry, I'm the no fun zone, I guess. I'm just like very serious about Chris Bryant's foot health.
Look, this is important to note. Again, if you're having foot issues, plantar fasciitis, if you've got corns, if you've got bunions, if you've got hammer toes, what else have we got? Hangnails, black toenails. Follow at the Susie Hunter on Twitter because she's got all the lowdown of what you should and shouldn't do.
I actually do. I will say I send one of our coworkers a lot of preventing bunion content on Instagram.
Ban
I
the
won't tell
bunion.
you who,
You're
but
you're a big bunion banner?
I'm a big bunion banner.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
because back in the day, I used to see the same podiatrist as Tom Brady, and he told me that I was in danger of getting a bunion. And then I made all these changes, and now I will never have one.
Hold on a sec. Here you go. Let me grab this name for you. There you go.
Oh, I name
You got
dropped.
it?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
there you
you.
go.
Tom Brady. He used to play football.
Yeah. Former Montreal Expo, the last active
oh!
Montreal Expo.
He is the last current athlete to have been drafted by the Expos.
Except UP's still in action. So you know what? I'm saying UP is the final survivor there. We're surviving over on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. At Patrick D. Lyons is my handle.
And you can find me at the Susie Hunter on all platforms.
This has been wonderful.
It has.
Wonderful. Wunderbar. Since we were talking in German before.
Yes.
Ich wunderbar.
I don't know how to say yes in German.
Ja.
Ja. That's it?
Ja.
Ja.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
No.
Bitte?
Nein.
Nein. But you know what they say about German
I never know what you're saying, Patrick.
in momentum. Look, it's only as good as your next show, and it's going to be fantastic because Susie's got Kyle Cooper, photographer of the Colorado Rockies, tomorrow at 5 p.m. on the DNVR Sports Channel on YouTube.